Hi everybody, welcome to week 3 in American Lit. I'm going to go over a little bit about what we're going to be doing this week, just in case you're not able to make it to the CC session. So first of all, up here, you're hopefully seeing the video. So we are continuing with the Harlem Renaissance, and hopefully you guys are making it to the CC sessions because we do have a Harlem Renaissance test on Thursday. If not, make sure you are watching those. They're right over here in Class Connect recordings. All right, so we're going to be looking at some other Harlem Renaissance poets. Make sure that you click on each of these links to see what is in there. Okay, because right here you have some other information about other poets that could show up on your test. And then just some extra information about Arna Bontemps, County Cullen, and Claude McKay. So you want to make sure you take a look at that. You know, you can just go back to where you were. All right, and so here we are. We're going to go back into week 3. So just make sure that you are clicking on each one of these. All right, there's some more information about poems of the Harlem Renaissance, and then some review and enrichment about those poets. Wednesday, we're going to be reviewing for our Harlem Renaissance test. You guys know we don't have class on Monday. Just make sure. It's Martin Luther King Day. So Wednesday we'll be reviewing, catching up on any of the reading that you're behind on, and working on our USA test prep for Module 4. There was a tutorial in last week and Friday under the USA test prep task that gave you a refresh about how to log into USA test prep and filter your assignments by your class. So make sure you know what you have to do for this class. All right, and then Thursday you'll be taking the Harlem Renaissance test. You'll just click here and that'll take you to the test. And then on Friday, we are going to start thinking about our extended constructed response. Now, we don't have class on Friday, but you can go ahead and log in, click here, pull up the response. All right, and so let's move this out of the way. So here you go, you can see what it is you're doing. And it's broken down like we always do. All right, so it says we've studied the Harlem Renaissance, and you've talked about how to use how poets use tone, imagery, theme to express their ideas. So in this task, you're going to look at how all the poets of the Harlem Renaissance use tone, imagery, and theme and connect it to modern music. So you're going to place your response in this document. You are required to fill in the necessary blanks when you see type answer here, so make sure you do that. And be sure to save this document as a doc file or a PDF and submit it to the Dropbox. You probably should not, because I don't have this available through Google Drive. That was from something else. So task 1, talking about imagery. Okay, you read the following poem, A Mother to Son by Langston Hughes. Okay, and then you're looking at the song, Stairway to Heaven. You can also go here and listen to it if you want to, but if not, you can just read the lyrics. You don't need to listen to it if you don't have to. Okay, and then you're going to answer some questions about that. All right, and you are using textual evidence as usual, and then you are going to write a paragraph, bringing that all together. So that's your first paragraph. Okay, you're going to do the same thing for tone, looking at a poem by Paul Laurence Dunbar and a song by Adele. Once again, you can watch it if you want to, but you don't have to. And then you're going to be talking about that and making a paragraph. And then you're going to do the same thing for theme with the We Were the Masked poem by Paul Laurence Dunbar and The Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. And then when you finish, you'll have 3 paragraphs, all right, throughout this document. So for this assignment, you will just type it in this document, turn this whole document in, and I will go through and grade it that way. Please feel free to show up to our Tuesday general session class where we will be talking about this and going over it. I'm sorry, on our Monday class, we'll be talking about this and going over it and getting you ready to turn that in, and you'll have, of course, chances to work on this in class. I hope you guys have a great week 3. Make sure you review and study for your test. Show up for the test review session. And if you can't make it, make sure you watch the review session. That'll help you out a lot. All right. I look forward to seeing you guys this week.